Woohoo! We're all set. Ugh. Time to get out my trusty pocket knife. Very excited to dive into this box today. This one has been sitting in for a couple weeks. BlueEyesGuy5 and I have been really working, making sure this will be a resounding success. There's our mystery Starlight. At least I know what it is. We'll get everything fully organized and then just start jumping into all the hollows, all the commons, all the fancy cards, and of course the big winners of the break. Woo! Alrighty, get fully set up here, and then we'll just start cracking into all the piles. We'll start with this one. This one's more of just common stuff, but it's cards for decks that I'm working on, so there'll definitely need to be tons of extra copies of cards. So big shout out to Blue Eyes Guy for sending in all the bulk as well. Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike. Gold Pride, it's neck and neck. Etude of the Branded. Golden Cloud Beast Malong, definitely need an extra copy of that. Super Heavy Samurai Soul Gaia Booster, another copy of its neck and neck. Manadium Reframing. Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike. Fusion Duplication, this one's really cool. Etude of the Branded. Cyanide Circuit. Golden Cloud Beast Malong. Pedal to the Metal. Soul Gaia Booster. Monk Big Ben K. Samurai Stealthy, Manadium Breakheart, Manadium Imaginings, Brightest Blazing Branded King, another copy of its neck and neck, Monk Big Ben K, Reframing, not sure why it keeps zooming in and out. If I move a couple piles around. Pedal to the Metal, oops, Cloud Beast Malong, Duplication, another Brightest Blazing Branded King, Manadium Reframing, Stealthy, Imaginings, Monk Big Ben K, Breakheart, Soul Gaia Booster, Cloud Beast, Pedal to the Metal, Reframing, Stealthy, it's neck and neck, Imaginings, Motorbike, Stealthy, Duplication, Breakheart, Motorbike. I think there's places of pretty much everything. Imaginings, Soul Gaia Booster, Motorbike, it's neck and neck, Pedal to the Metal, Monk Big Ben K, Breakheart, and another Imaginings. So we got our fill of really good commons there. A lot of bulk for a lot of decks. All right. We'll probably start with just this pile. We'll just kind of work our way through all the various piles of loot here. So a lot of... Woo. Looks like 3 play sets. Time Tearing Morganite, that's 1 play set. That'll be for the Monarch deck. Another Time Tearing Morganite, that'll be for Cleaforts. I forget what the third one was needed for, but there was another deck that I was at least looking to splash in more Morganites into. So big thanks to BlueEyesGuy5 for sending in these 3 play sets. Definitely going to put them to use. So stay tuned for those respective deck profiles. Got to grab sleeves. We'll just sleeve up as much as we can, and then after the show, I'll probably get out a box of sleeves and then just start getting cards all holstered together. these off to the side. Woo! Start with container number 2, or a sleeve. Super Heavy Samurai Commander Shinowo, full playset of that. Reincarnation of the 7th Emperors, very nice. Rebirth of the 7th Emperors, 2 copies of that. Full playset of Manadium Meek. Full playset of Manadium Fearless. I always like these little worlds they're in. I think it's very cute. Full playset of Manadium Abscission. That's just such a cool card. Like, all the Manadium artworks are just incredible. Man, that is just fantastic. Well, there's a little guy in the little Tier Elements world. Plus the 7th Emperor's card is just... Those have fantastic artwork as well, so that was really nice. Alright, time for some of the... These are all miscellaneous stuff. I have no idea what's in here. This was not on the itinerary, so this was all the bonus stuff, so... It looks like it's not even in English, so we're going to try and figure out... Hopefully the names of all these cards, but... A couple of these might be wrong. Alright. Woo! That's a really nice promo. Starlight Road, I believe that one is. Oh, it's a Blackwing. Is this Kalute the Moon Shadow? I don't know if this is. This might be someone else, but it could be Kalute. We'll just say it's a Blackwing for the time being. Earthbound Immortal Cthulhu. It's a monkey. Earthbound Immortal Chaka Chuala. Probably butchered that one, but this one's pretty cool too. This one just looks really nice. I think this is Goddess of Whim. This one where you like flip a coin and then its attack doubles if you call it right. It's kind of funny. It's like an Archfiend Synchro. It's meant to be used in 5Ds. It's like King Archfiend. I want to say this one just looks really cool too. This one is such a fancy. Infernity Doom Dragon. That's just such a cool artwork. Never actually pulled this before, so very happy to have this. Even if it's in another language, it's still really cool. I think this is Herald of Perfection. It's not Herald of Ultimateness. It's just Herald of Protection, or Perfection. This one looks cool too. Both of the Herald, like big end boss monster rituals are just fantastic. All right, moving down the list. I have no idea what you are. I don't know who this is. I've never seen this before. Looks like a spellcaster of some sort. I don't know what this is. This like an alien card? It kind of looks alien-ish. Or like some one-off spell you'd see in a booster pack. Some sort of like radar egg. Oh, this is Prank Kids Rip Roarin' Roaster. Tribute that to destroy spells and traps. Ooh, we got the Nethys Link. I forget what this one was called. There's like 2 Nethys Link monsters. This one's just like the nice like sets up your plays, and then the other one's like the main Phoenix. This is the Cerulean Phoenix Nethys. This one looks really cool. Walk Giraffe. Remember this one? That was really nice. Is this Nethys Disciple? Or like Priestess? I feel terrible. I should know all the Nethys cards. They're so cool. I think this one's Disciple. It's a Mayakashi. I think it's Daki. The Mayakashi. This is the one it's a tuner. It always special summons itself back. Ooh. It's a Nethys card. I don't know which one it is. See, this is the Link monster. This is what the Link monster is supposed to look like. That looks really cool. It's like, what are these Shatterfoil rares? I think this is Preparation. Yeah, it's Preparation Rites. Pre-prep has the little bird in the artwork. I like the little bowl. That looks really cool. This one is Matriarch of Nethys. This one looks really cool. Oh, hey, it's Jason. What's going on, Jason? This one's another Mayakashi. I think this is the other tuner. I think it's like the Poison or the Tengu one. I might be wrong. I think the Tengu's the level 1. I think this is like the Poison Mayakashi. I forget what his name is. Prank Kids. I forget what the fire one's called. Dropsies, Fansies, Roxy's, and then I forget the fire one. The fire one. Oh, jeez, it's Prank Kids at least, which is probably the most funny artwork. Here's Dropsies. Is this Icarus Attack? Or it's a Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. It's either, I think that's the Phoenix one. I don't think this is Prank Kids Pranks, but it might be. Or like Prank Kids, it's whatever the continuous trap. And then Ultra Polymerization. A lot of Shatterfoil rares. How's life treating you? Life's been treating pretty well. I mean, we've got a nice big old mystery stack here. I'm trying to figure out how to translate these cards. I got more than I thought, but still a couple tough ones I'll have to look back on and figure out what they were. But so far, life's good. How you doing, Jason? Thanks for stopping by. All right. We'll get on to the main course of the event, the big, like, super shiny packs and cards now. All right. Starting off, we got Peaceful Planet Calorium. Like all of their planet cards, it's a secret rare. It looks super cool. This one is, it's so shiny I can barely tell what's going on. Like, I see Rheum Heart in there, but I don't know what else is happening. You might be fighting a Vicious Astrolaud, possibly. But I think that's very cool. A lot of Gold Pride stuff coming up, so this will definitely help us get closer to finishing the deck. Oh, glad you made it here. Just in time for all the super shiny secret rare cards we pulled. Gold Pride, better luck next time. I think I only had one of these, so getting the full play set is really nice. Plus, it just looks really cool. Like, poor little Roller Baller. Not doing so well. It'll definitely be really nice for the deck. Speaking of Roller Baller, I always get Roller Baller and Pinballer mixed up. Pinballer is the fusion, but I always confuse it with the main deck effect monster, which is Roller Baller, which is just such a funny little card. He's a nice little fusion spell as well. I might have like a work thing going on, like an after work dinner I have to go to, but I'll try and make it to the 3-year anniversary. But you know, work stuff. I probably will be able to make it. It depends on what date we're setting for the after party for work. I'll definitely tune in at the very least. If I'm not a guest star, I'll at least try and support somehow. But very excited for the 3-year anniversary, for Lestat at least. Like, it's crazy to think he's been streaming it on YouTube that consistently for that many years. Jeez. 3 years is a long time, man. Speaking of Rheum Heart, we also have a playset. Getting back to the cards instead of whatever my schedule is in my calendar. Manadium Rheum Heart. That's who's in Peaceful Planet Calorium, and this is Visas Starfrost Manadium form. Looks cool. Now that we have all 4 of them, so now it's like we're collecting Pokemon. You gotta have all the forms. Honestly, Cashier Rise Heart is probably the coolest one. Not because it's like such a powerful deck, but it just looks cool. All the Cashier cards look super cool anyway. Manadium Prime Heart. This one's kind of interesting. Like, 1 or more tuners, and then 1 light monster. Like, it's kind of an interesting way to do synchro summoning. But all the Manadiums are tuners anyway, so you're just putting down light monsters, you're just putting down tuners, you're just going all out. I think you can make this exclusively with tuners, I think, if you have the right setup. Usually don't see that aside from Double X Saber Gothams. Gotta love Gothams. When is the Plex? I have no idea. I don't know what the anniversary would be based on. I guess like the first video I ever uploaded, but I don't know. Could be the anniversary for like the first deck profile. I guess it's kind of depends like each channel. I'd have to look into like the dates and then figure out from there. Obviously it's long past, so we'd probably set up one for next year, but definitely look into it. I've never considered doing it or having something planned out for it, just because hopefully it falls on a weekend. That'll be more convenient for me, because otherwise it's like work, scheduling, that sort of thing. It's kind of tough, but I'll try and figure something out. Gold Pride Chariot Cherry, or Chariot Cherry. Chariot Carry. God. Pronouncing cards is tough. This one's really nice. Just 2 level 3 monsters. I know the tour guide is super helpful with just grabbing carry from the deck and then going into this. But I do like using Psychic Wheel Eater and Psychic Tracker, just because I also want to make synchros. And tour guide specifically says, like, no synchros. No synchro material. You can only just grab Fiends for Xyz and Link. But this one's pretty generic, unlike... I think the synchro is generic as well, but it's kind of annoying that the Link monster is like 2 Gold Pride cards. I feel like that could have just been 2 monsters. One at least is a Gold Pride. But Cherry Carry at least was made generic, and along with their synchro. So that's at least nice. Hey, what's going on, Angel? Yeah. I mean, money's important. How do you think I afford all these things? I gotta work. Having a job's important, you know? You gotta pay bills, you gotta pay rent, you gotta buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Nothing comes for free. This one, here's Pinballer. I keep getting Pinballer and Rollerballer mixed up, because it's just... Pinballer's when he's absorbed all this stuff, Rollerballer's when he's about to fuse and just start attaching stuff to the ball. But it does kind of make sense that this would be Pinballer, because now it's just like pinballing and crashing into things. So this makes sense, but... This is a judge-free zone if you also get them mixed up, because I tend to as well. But definitely need this. I haven't got any copies of Pinballer yet, so this is a nice playset to have. Played Yu-Gi-Oh! Haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In about a year. Quite a few things have happened in the meta. Like, there's a lot of cool decks, but there's a lot of decks that are now cheaper as well. There's a lot of cards that are a lot more affordable, so... I'm playing more just casual stuff, but there's definitely a lot you can jump into and explore with some of the new decks. 3 copies of Gold Pride that came out of nowhere. I think I'm only going to use one of these, but it still looks pretty cool. It does let your opponent special summon a card from their hand or graveyard. It does negate their effects, but you can just suck that back in with Pinballer, so it's not the end of the world. That's why I only use it as like a one of. It's like in case I need it and I need to make Pinballer, or if I just really need to recover a piece of a Gold Pride card for an extra deck play. Alright, this next one is a bit of a higher end card, but big shout out to BlueEyesGuy for sending me the full playset of Chaos Angel. This thing just looks so cool. This one's really nice. I haven't had any plans to make like a Chaos Synchro deck yet, but if I do, I'm definitely slapping in a couple of these guys. This is just such a menacing card. Like, look at the design, the stats, the effects as well. You can just turn light and dark monsters you control for tuners. If it's just special summon, doesn't even be synchro summon, you can just target and banish a card on the field. Like, that's horrifying, and that's just like the first part of its effects. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? Last Yu-Gi-Oh product you bought was Battle Chaos was fun. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. I remember opening, I think like 2 or 3 boxes. Get salted. I mean, it's kind of frustrating as well when you lose, or like a key part gets Ash Blossomed or Effect Failured, so... I mean, I'm just in it purely for the casual stuff. I'm not in it to win. I'm just in it to make decks and have fun, so... I think if you approach it that way, it might be a bit better, but I get what you mean. Super Every Samurai Prodigy Wakuashi. This one's really cool. I remember whenever I go to Road to the King, or it's like the website that tracks all the OCG statistics. Anytime Super Every Samurai is mentioned or tops, this is the picture they use. This one's just really cool. New Pendulum stuff is always nice too. Definitely helps out the deck for sure. I mean, I'd definitely recommend at least returning to it, Angel, and giving it a shot. Honestly, just build whatever deck you think is going to be the most fun and enjoyable, and just take pride in that you built a deck and you're fully ready to go. I think just the achievement of having it ready is the fun part. Super Heavy Samurai Brave Masuraro. Masu Super Heavy Samurai Brave. All the synchros, it's all the cards that are super hard to pronounce. Super Heavy Samurai's always giving me trouble. Pretty cool one. I wasn't expecting them to get like such a cool synchro. I was kind of hoping they'd get a new Link monster now that Scarecrow is banned, but beggars can't be choosers. Still pretty cool though. You can do a lot with the deck considering what you do have available. So we'll kind of go through some of the highlights or some of my personal favorites. Tons of Time-Tearing Morganite, very good for all the tribute decks I want to build. Mostly Monarch, which is about to get finished, and then we'll start working on Cleaforts. A lot of 7th stuff for all the Xyz decks I'm making. Manadium stuff. Fearless, Meek, Abscission. We also got Reamheart as well. Oh, jeez. Whoops, almost hit the box there. Bunch of super heavy samurai stuff. Few chaos cards. Played Yu-Gi-Oh! Casual, but need a decent deck. I have Magic Key and Sue Ship, but I'm making improvements. I love Sue Ship. I actually just did another profile not too long ago. Sue Ship is a lot of fun. You can do a lot of stuff in terms of just building out like a solid engine, putting in all the cards together, and then just really ripping into your opponent with all the level 4 and rank 4 engines you can build. They do have a bit of a rank 5 with Sue Ship Uni as well for that level modulation. All the Manadium stuff. More Ream Hearts, more Prime Hearts. Also got their field spell Peaceful Planet, which is, I can barely tell what's happening. It's so shiny. Kind of a nice one. College is important though. I do understand that. I did kind of take a break for high school and college as well, and kind of got back once I'm like close to graduating college. That was fun to get back into. Excited to see a Chaos deck. Well, we don't have a formula yet, but definitely something we can look into. They are pretty cool, I will admit. Chaos Angel is definitely a fancy card. Definitely put all the sort all the commons as well, but this will do a nice chunk of the Gold Pride deck. I think this will take care of pretty much everything aside from like 1 or 2 off spells. And then we'll get close to profiling that. And then obviously super heavy samurai stuff. Very happy about that. All the Korean cards, some nice Shatterfoil rares. What is it? Mystic Fighters was the set that had. Prank Kids, Mayakashi, and then all the new Nethys stuff. Definitely like these 2 5Ds promos as well. Big shout out to BlueEyesGuy for sending in these 2. These are just super awesome looking. Plays Sue Ships with chopsticks. I would bend my cards. I'm terrified of that. I've used chopsticks before. I'm not bad with them, but it's a lot of practice. It's a lot of consistency. Which gets me in the mood to go back to Dolo for some food, but might hit up Chinese food for tonight. Might be a good idea. All right. But that pretty much covers most of the stuff we've got. Some Manadiums, some Chaos cards, a bunch of Gold Pride stuff for the deck, good handful of Super Heavy Samurais for that deck as well. Tons of bulk and commons, always appreciative. BlueEyesGuy5 always hooks me up with all the good bulk and commons that no one else wants. And then tons of Korean stuff. I did not know this was going to be included. Like, there are just so many fancy cards in here. Like, all the Nethys stuff. I don't know if he knew I liked Nethys or just, like, coincidence. I'm already looking at Watt decks for the new support from Age of Overlord, so this is pretty cool. Cerulean Nethys, Prank Kids. A few other cards. I have no idea what these are. Perfection. Always like Infernities and Synchros, so this is cool. Goddess of Whim. Few Earthbound Immortals. I think it is Klute the Moonshadow. That is that other one. So that's really nice. These are going to get all sleeved and put away after the show, but we're all here for the main event. The main star of the show, our mystery Starlight Rare. So this is technically our 3rd. I'll reveal the 2nd one in an upcoming pack break video, so stay tuned for that. But this is technically the 3rd Starlight Rare we've ever gotten. Very excited and happy about this. This kind of goes into some of the decks I have been building, or at least looking at, or there was kind of a few hints at what this card would have been just from a few pack breaks, so I'll let everyone take their guesses at which Starlight Rare it would be. There's only one, unfortunately, but still, we have a Starlight Rare. Super fancy, super shiny. I'll give everyone a few minutes to place their votes on what we think the mystery Starlight Rare would be. And if you want to binge watch all the blacks and breaks to figure out which one it is, because we did make a hint for it, you are free to do so, but hopefully you can listen pretty quickly. Place your votes, place your votes. We'll reveal it regardless if someone guesses it right or wrong, but I just kind of think it would be funny if someone did guess it. It is a Starlight Rare, so there's your hint. A Dragoonity monster. I wish Dragoonities had a Starlight Rare. Sadly, do not. Honestly, they're due for a level 12 synchro, like just an Excel synchro final boss monster. They have a lot of level 6s. I think if you made reworked the level 6 tuner synchro to just be easily summonable and then make your level 6 synchros, you could just make a level 12 Excel synchro Dragoonity. I have it all mapped out. I don't do custom cards often, but I have this entire monster and its lineup completely worked out in my head. It will absolutely work. But sadly, no, it is not a Dragoonity. Dragoonities don't have Starlights. It's okay though. They have secret rares from Hidden Arsenal, so that's like second tier. But sadly, it is not a Dragoonity. All right. Don't see any more votes being casted. So, without further ado, our third Starlight Rare for the channel is this is Starfrost. Woo! Oh man, this is fantastic. This is such a... I don't think I've had any copies of This is Starfrost, so Blue Eyes Guy said, why don't I just get you the best version? Which is this. Oh man, this looks fantastic. This is just... It doesn't get any shinier than this. It doesn't get any fancier, any better. Crimson Dragon Synchro. We haven't opened Duelist Nexus yet, so we could get one from that, but sadly it is not Crimson Dragon. Although we are going to open 2 boxes, so stay tuned for those dates. Probably be next weekend we'll open 1 or 2, but... Oh yeah, this is Starfrost. The Mystery Starlight is a Starfrost, which is probably the most, like... It makes sense that this would be a Starlight. It says star in the name, it has to. Oh, it's double sleeve too. That's how you know it's serious. Oh man, this is... We gotta... Come on, get out of there. Gotta unveil this a bit. Woo! Oh man, this is beautiful. This is just gorgeous. It's like he's almost 3D. He's like popping out. This is what old Ghost Rares used to look like. Card would kind of pop out and really stand out. That's our third Starlight. This is Starfrost. As you can tell in some of the pack breaks, we were teasing a lot of This is Starfrost stuff, so... Few hints. We'll keep doing that. We'll keep leaving little scavenger hunt clues for you guys, but... This was super cool. This was really nice. This was absolutely a ton of fun to get. Oh, actually, I think the Starlight Quarter Century Rare page has been filled up, so we might have to start like a brand new page in a binder, so... Stay tuned for when that's coming out. Probably not for like a year. We have so many backlogs on binders and cards, so... Yeah, the This is Starfrost lore is super interesting and just, like, really interesting. If you have tons of, like, free time, definitely look into, like, This is Starfrost lore and all the planets he visits, all the, like, forms he takes on and all the cards. Super fun, super insightful. I think out of all the archetypes that... Obviously, Tearlaments just looks really cool, but that's a little bit overpowered, so I probably have to pick a new one. But I like Tearlaments, that was cool. This is Starfrost. But that's our Mystery Starlight Rare. Tons of Manadium stuff, tons of Chaos, Super Heavy Samurai, Korean super shiny cards. They have a lot of shatter foils. Kind of jealous. Tons of Gold Pride stuff. Stay tuned for the deck to be finished for that. And tons of bulk for all the other archetypes. So, a lot of deck profiles we'll be working on. A lot of cards that'll be previewed and profiled in the upcoming days. So, stay tuned for announcements on those getting finished and what other cards we've got. But this was a lot of fun. This was really cool. I'm glad Blue Eyes Guy was able to send in all this stuff. This was just fantastic. This was a really cool break. So, if you guys want to see more Blue Eyes Guy 5 content that we collaborate on, definitely comment below. We'll definitely get more stuff going in the future, but this was a super awesome break. Very happy to get our third Starlight from this. So big thanks again, BlueEyesGuy5 on Instagram. Check him out. He also has a TCG player page, BlueEyesGuy5. We'll link that down below, but tons of great cards he's always selling. Always reach out to him on Instagram. Super cool guy. Definitely been a huge supporter. This is probably one of the biggest streams we've ever done so far, just in terms of value of card and how shiny things are. So very grateful to him for sending in all this stuff. Very happy to do this. Thank you all for watching. We'll definitely see you guys tomorrow for a Pokemon ETB box break, but stay tuned next week for Duelist Nexus. Hopefully get some Infernobles and Crimson Dragons, but that'll be our next major box break. But see you guys tomorrow, probably around like 10 a.m., 10:30, but we'll stay tuned then. But if not, we'll see you guys next weekend.